It started already 3 years ago when I got an invitation to participate in this Bucharest biennial in 2020. And when I did research about Bucharest, where I've never been, there was of course one place, one building that I really wanted to confront. It was the former People's Palace. And I found that there is a National Museum of Contemporary Art, which I didn't expect because I could assume that this building is contaminated with history. But since I'm not Romanian, I could only half understand this. So I wanted to understand this by doing something very concrete, to do an action here, to do a performative and collaborative action. So I invited a complexity of people. There are painters, poets, performers, dancers, actors, writers, musicians, and they all are invited to participate with me in this huge stage that is designed by an architect. It was built in just 2 days, 2.5 days, in a very frantic and chaotic time. That is kind of part of the circus. But I think for the public, when they encounter this situation, it's kind of a medieval painting. There's kind of everywhere are people doing something. They seem not to be related, but we stage actually how those relationships could happen. Nothing was scripted, nothing was directed, nothing was rehearsed. So people were set in a state of mind, the performers, in individual conversations, to give them the freedom to roam around and to find their presence in this space. But that the whole reflects this reality, an alternative reality. Using the political background, not only from the People's Palace, the former People's Palace, or the National Museum of Contemporary Art, but also of the surrounding of this whole terrain, the cathedral there, but also the grass, the stones, the trees, the lamps, and most definitely the steel of the construction. It's 25 tons of steel, trying to defy the massive weight of the building behind me. So, to be able to do that, I needed this big machine, let's say, and I organized it as a circus, as a cinema, and as a caravanserai. We see the building as a station, from station to station, as a traveling, as a road trip. This whole setup is inspired by a very famous movie called Otto e Mezzo, 8.5 by Federico Fellini, an older film director who is a little bit in crisis. He doesn't actually know how to make the next film. But because he has this opportunity to make something, because he's already advanced in his career, he spends the budget of his movie into making this huge rocket launch platform. His ambition that goes too far, because he really doesn't know what to do. And I thought that was quite beautiful as a symbolic reference to make this scaffolding. I think we live in a time of huge uncertainty, similar to the early 1960s in Europe. So to create like a time machine, right? So a similar shift in mentality reflected in what we do today. And this cinematic shoot uses certain key moments of the film Otto e Mezzo, but we do it in our way, of course.